Hey, it's Nate. Today I'm going to be talking about the acoustic properties and functions of the human singing voice in relation to sound and the different techniques used to affect resonance by a vocalist. Now, all sounds come from vibrations of air molecules in the air, and in the human voice, the vibrating body which helps us produce sound is the larynx or voice box, as well as the vocal folds within them and the resonators of the voice, which take that sound and shape it into what we would recognize and call singing, as well as speech and most other noises voluntarily and involuntarily made by the human vocal tract. Now, the mechanical process of singing starts in the support system, where the diaphragm takes the air inhaled and controls the amount of air that reaches the vocal folds. Now, because all singing begins with a bit of an exhale, so if I sing a note for you, if I sing right at the start of that note, there's a little bit of a little, and that noise, that bit of an exhale, is that the pause as the muscles of the larynx contract to bring the vocal folds together, or they vibrate. That vibration is released and then filtered through the vocal tract. That is the path from the larynx to the lips, and then finally that sound is sounded through the mouth and nose openings. For clarity, I'm going to explain what the vocal folds are. They're more commonly referred to as vocal cords, but that's a bit of a misnomer because they're really layers of membranes that open and close when air pressure gets built up against them. And they don't really open and shut like elevators like that. They're really more like a really fast Ziploc bag that opens and closes smoothly in a sort of succession. Now, the frequency of the vocal fold vibrations, and thus the pitch of notes being sung, is determined by the location of the tension placed on the vocal folds. Towards the low end, the vocal folds are relaxed and almost entirely vibrate. So if I sing for you down in my chest voice, that would be called Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, her fleece was white as snow. That's vibrating, that's resonating almost entirely in my upper chest cavity, as well as the oral cavity, soft palate, and lower pharynx. Now, because those chest voice notes resonate in the chest, you can actually feel the breastbone or sternum, whatever you call it, vibrating when lower notes are sung. So it's a very relaxed on the vocal folds. There's not a lot of tension. They're very relaxed, and you're getting that lower frequency. They're all vibrating. That's why we like to listen to those bass singers and bass actors, like James Earl Jones, because it sounds so relaxed because that resonance is happening so smoothly and casually, unless you're a baritone like I am, trying to force it down there. Now, a little farther up in the human vocal range, it'd be head voice. Head voice resonates in what's known as the mask. That's going to be the nasal cavity, nose, mouth, and upper pharynx, hence why it's called the head voice. So if I sing up there for you, you can hear it's not resonating down here in the chest voice anymore. It's going to be resonating up here, more so in the mask. So, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, her fleece was white as snow. So that's resonating up there. So in addition to that head voice, belting also resonates up there. Like I said, I'm a baritone, so we're not going to be trying any belting right now, but that area is very important for resonance of that style as well, if you're into that kind of thing. Lastly, the highest frequencies resonate within the sinus cavity. That includes falsetto. And what's fun about falsetto is that it's produced when the very smallest vocal folds hold vibrations, but they don't actually quite touch. And so you get a very airy, raspy tone quality in that region because there's air passing through between those vocal folds. So if I sing in my falsetto now, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. I'm not going to finish it. But you get what I'm saying is that there's a raspier quality because it's those smallest, tiny, little cute vocal folds just barely letting that air pass through. And similarly to the way that the amount of air reaching the vocal folds controls pitch, the intensity of the air supplied by that support system controls the amplitude of vocal fold vibrations, and therefore the volume of the singer's voice. When the air is more intense, the vocal folds snap together forcefully, producing loud noise. But when the air is more gentle, the sound produced is too. So when I'm singing loudly, those are snapping together, and that's what's creating that louder sound. But if I'm singing softer, if I'm singing a little bit softer, and I'm here and you can barely hear me, now my vocal fry, it's going to be a softer sound too. So that's it. Thanks.